So,
the fastest Corolla you'll ever drive.
all right. So this is we're going to talk throughout the whole thing. This is going to be a short. Now the Celica for me was, and I mean this in all best intentions. So, or as Adam Carolla would say, take this in the spirit in which it's intended. It's for someone who really likes driving, who is all jonesing for a Supra, but can't make the jump either mentally or financially. And subtly is afraid of rear-wheel drives. But that's not to say that front-wheel drive is a bad thing. I mean, what do you think?
It depends on what your purpose for the car is. I mean, if you want to have something that's going to be balls out crazy, by all means, get a Supra. But if you want something that's a reliable daily transportation, which is what I needed at the time, this was it.
Right. And if it snows, well, front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You're not completely out of commission.
You remember the snowstorm after Christmas 2 years ago? Or three, well, maybe it was
the one we had in October?
No, not that one. That one's actually the reasons for the dents on the back.
Really?
Yeah, the tree branch fell on my car because of that.
Yeah, because all the leaves were still on the trees.
Yeah, no, it was the day after Christmas, I think 2010. I got caught here in that, and I had to be back in New York for work the next day. And I drove through that storm from here all the way past Kutztown, all the way down 78 into Brooklyn. And that sucked, but I did it.
Nice.
It wasn't in this car. It was actually I've had two. This is my second one, so it was in my 01, which I had before this one. Either way, it's basically the same thing.
I'm just getting a little bit closer.
So, the only thing that I could say about this car was what would have made it better is if they had just made it rear-wheel drive.
Right. You have a wonderful driving position. You have respectable ground clearance for a sports car. Yeah. You have, well, the shifter's in the perfect position for you.
Well, that one's shorter.
Oh, is it really about? Is it about up here?
Yeah, I modified that one a little bit because I didn't.
Now, is this a TRD linkage?
No, actually, it's an OBX.
Ah, okay.
It was $20.
It's crisp.
That's why it's almost.
I was about to remark that for a short shifter, I don't really have to put too much effort into it.
Not at all. Even my girlfriend, she just started driving stick. She loves the shifter. She hates the clutch. Okay,
this thing is very Toyota. It doesn't want to take first gear until you're almost stopped. That was how it was in my my Echo. That thing did not like taking first. Hondas do. They'll take first pretty respectably. You sit a lot lower than you are. Then it feels like you're sitting a lot lower than the car really is.
It's because of this stupid
regulation, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I miss that. That's one reason I love my Talon, which I was trying to bring to you.
90s.
Oh, it's very 90s. It's still in the shop though, unfortunately.
I'm gonna let this guy go. This is a bad habit of mine, like just constantly checking if am I in first, am I in first, am I in first? Ooh, that grabs really nice.
Yeah, it does. I let a friend of mine who's way into DSMs drive this for the first time like a week ago. He was like, you know, that's kind of peppy.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, for 140 horsepower in a 300, 2,400 pound car.
Now for the GT, this is what, the GTS?
This is the GT.
There was
the GTS was 190 horsepower in a 2,600 pound car. Punch and chewy.
Linear power band.
Yep. Variable valve timing.
The smooth Toyota way doesn't. Now I need to get over. And I need to get over again. Lewd.
Prelude.
Still have not sourced one yet.
I have one.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Which gen?
97. So 5th gen. Type SH
Oh,
with
okay.
the whatever fucking differential torque thingamajig.
Now, I don't want this one. I want the next one.
It was actually, remember you were talking about your grandfather's.
Oh yeah.
Cressida?
Yeah.
The Prelude was my grandfather's car.
Cool grandpa.
Those are very, you would have loved my grandfather. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to show him your show because he was sick for the last 6 months of his life and didn't really have a whole lot of access to internet. But he lived on a mountain in Arizona by himself. He had a 97 Prelude, a 2010 Miata, and a 60-something Corvair.
Now, one interesting thing about the speedometer is you quickly get into illegal speeds. Like it's going all the way to 140, and the way it's I gotta get over again.
Yeah, you do.
Pick a gear. So 60 is all the way here,
right?
Instead of up here. Instead of having it, they could have had it go all the way around.
Well,
so it could move more.
Now,
right.
That is modified.
All right.
I mean, I just redid the gauge face. Like I didn't tweak the gauges at all.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it is still that. But I don't even think this car could do 140.
It's
not in this shape. Maybe the GTS could, but not this one. I'd be lucky if you got up to 120 without rattling the wheels off.
Yeah. Okay. Now we get to merge. Second gear merge. Camry.
Camrys.
Still have not gotten my hands on one of those yet. I mean, you'd think it would be easy, but usually the people who email me have something cool. So,
you know what I'm trying to get for you?
What?
Supercharged AW11 from Japan. I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to find one that's not wrecked and that's not going to break my bank.
I've driven right-hand drive cars, and you get used to them in about like 5 minutes.
Yep.
You can figure it out. But I don't know if I could daily a right-hand drive car.
You get used to it. The downside is this position right here.
Yeah.
If you want to make a left, or if you want to pass somebody on a 2-lane road like this, what you have to do is you have to duck to the right, look out that way, and then go back to the left. So you're confusing the hell out of the guy in front of you.
Right.
But you just learn little tricks like that. You know what I mean? On a road like this, actually, merging is a lot easier because you have a whole lot more field of view left.
Right. Yeah.
And
you're not immediately looking at the B pillar.
Right.
Yeah.
Which sucks in this car. The one thing that's really nice about right-hand drive, with my big feet, I can heel toe.
Yeah.
In this car, no way.
Yeah.
Even in the BRZ, it's tough. The only thing that this one needs right now is an alignment. Oh, that's my detail brush.
I need one of those. Well, mine's all. I use my Honda Fit for work as well, so I'm schlepping packages in it. So it gets full of dust and everything. I go to my parents' house, get out the shop vac.
Do you have a little time a little later to see something special?
What?
Do you have a little time a little bit later today to see something really special before you split?
What's up?
It's my 88 Nissan Pulsar. It's in a garage next to 41 Marshall.
It
doesn't run. Otherwise, I would have brought it out. It doesn't run yet.
Ted used to have one.
He did. We were talking about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He
Did
had
they make
he had the year previous.
Huh.
They did not make a turbo factory. Minus turbo.
Well, Ted will be around. He'll he's not totally married to the idea of living in wherever he lives, Bristol or Norwich, and that's where he lives. So he'll be back. He misses that car.
Well, you name like I belong to NissanXA.com. So we're basically the only people left screwing with those cars.
Nice.
Everybody thinks we're nuts because it's not very pretty. I love that car.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's a shooting brake Pulsar. Basically, is what it is. It's a chopped 2-door Volvo wagon.
One thing we noticed in that, I'm putting this video out before we do any of the cars that we have today, so I can't talk about that. Because I'll put this out. This video will go out like next week sometime, just because it's a quickie, and I can do it, and it's just going to be an unedited one shot.
Thank the Roman for the Final Fantasy VI reference.
Oh,
that was so. I was crying at my desk at work because that's why I go in. I have my coffee. I sit down. On Mondays. I pop up regular car reviews.
I see. For me, with video games, I know you're supposed to like Final Fantasy VI over Final Fantasy VII because Final Fantasy VII is the popular one. And you're not supposed to like things that are popular. You got to use it. Oh, the one before this was better, and I agree that yes,
six was better story wise. But that's not saying 7 wasn't bad. 7 was a great game.
Yeah.
8 sucked.
Yeah.
8 was terrible. That chaining.
We're gonna be serious. We're gonna try. I have an entire outfit made of belts or whatever.
So British. I can't do it as well as you.
I don't know how I do the gravelly voice. It just sort of comes out.
That's awesome. So you were on radio too?
In college. Yeah. Both Roman and I were college radio DJs.
I was on 89.1.
Is that
F&M?
Oh, nice. See, before doing RCR, I was sending out applications to local radio stations that I couldn't even get an interview. With like FM stations and even like T102 in Pottsville, they never even got back to me. I mean, the jaded person in me is that they don't really want DJs, they want salesmen for the radio station. Yeah.
Yep, you're correct. The market was flooded 15 years ago. Only one guy, maybe 2 guys I knew.
Can we make this, or are we gonna be stuck here?
You go around them. So just avoid that. Yeah, there you go. Stay in left lane.
Ooh, torque steer.
Speaking of torque steer, I hadn't driven the Talon in like a month, and I brought it up here to get to my friend's garage.
Is yours the all-wheel drive one?
No, it's the front-wheel drive. Yeah. And I kind of got on it about Newark in Delaware. And my buddy was following me, and the car just lurches to the right. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. Whoops. And it was icy too, so that didn't help.
What's that?
Cross-drilled rotors.
Oh. I need better brakes than Honda Fit. They're spongy as all get out. I mean, they're brakes.
Help you out with that.
What I'd like, I put EBCs on my my GS500. I like them. They bite in really nice. I don't know about where because I've only had them for a year.
That's a nice bike, by the way.
GS500.
Yeah, I like that bike.
It's perfectly proportioned. Anyway, so now there's not a whole lot you can do for the rear of the car because it's just drums.
Drums.
Yeah.
It really.
But this thing has drums in the rear.
Yeah. It's really a freaking bummer. If I was more motivated and didn't have the problem that I have with automobiles right now, I would sit down and source a rear end from a GTS and put it on it, but I have too many other things going on.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this.